All right, the last question and the last mandatory question is number 5. There is a bonus question number 6 on there that I'm not going to do in the video. But yeah, I bet y'all can figure it out. Okay, so this one again, similar to number 4, we're going to take graph the derivative and the second derivative. So we're given f of x, right? So this is f of x, and we're trying to graph f prime and f double prime. Okay. All right. So, and there's a bonus part as well. We'll get into that a little bit later. So first I'm going to plot my zeros, right? So wherever I have horizontal points on the original graph, that's where I'm going to have zeros on the derivative, right? So I have a valley here, so I'm going to have a 0 somewhere around here, right? Okay. And then here I have a peak, so I'm going to have a 0 somewhere around here. And then here we have a horizontal point, right? Kind of flattens out there. And so we're going to have a 0 here, okay? So now I want to find where the graph is, where the blue line is increasing or decreasing, right? Or where it's positive slope or negative slope. So the first section here on the left of this first 0 on the left is, this is decreasing, right? It's going down into the right. So it's going to have a negative value for the derivative. Here it's positive slope, right? So it's going to have a positive value for the derivative. Between these two zeros, the slope is also positive, right? So it's going to be right here. And then on this side, it's going down forever, so it's negative. It's their negative slope. It's decreasing, right? So I'm going to go from negative, okay, to positive, back to positive, and then to negative, okay? So I'm going to start negative here. I'm going to go up to this 0. Then I want to go to the positive side. So I'm going to go through and go positive. Then I'm going to go back to this 0, right? And then I want to go positive again. So it's going to actually come back up, be positive again. Let me make this curve a little bit more curvy. So it's going to go back up again. Maybe not as high, right? Because this isn't as steep as this part was, okay? And then negative slopes is going to go down from there. Okay, so it's going to look something like that. All right, let me do a better job with that. So it's going to go up through here, bounce, and come back down. Okay, so that's f prime. I don't know if that was any better than the first time, but yeah, so that's what it looks like. Okay, remember the main thing I'm looking for is, do you see can you show me where the zeros are, right? Of the derivative, and do you know where the derivative is? Negative, positive, right? And then negative again. All right, and so that's the first derivative. So now for the second derivative, I'm ignoring the blue line, okay? And so I'm just focused on the green line. So now I want to find where its peaks and valleys are, right? So I have a peak here, so I'm going to put a 0 here, somewhere in there. Then I have another peak here, so I'm going to put a 0 in here. Now here's the one that's a little bit tricky, is there's a valley here, right? So I'm actually going to put a 0 right there, right where that is. So it happens to be a valley. It happens to be on the x-axis where my 0 is going to be. And that happens a lot of times when you have that kind of flatten out point, right? Where it goes up, levels out, and then it keeps going the same direction. All right, so with these pink dots now, I want to find on either side. So the green line here is increasing on the left of this first pink dot, and so I'm going to put a plus up here. Between the next two dots is decreasing, so I'm going to go down and have a negative. Here again, it's increasing, so I'm going to have a positive between those two dots, and then decreasing from there, right? So I'm going to have a negative. So I'm going to go from positive to negative to positive again, and then back to negative. So it'll be something like that, right? Okay, so I'm going to start up here, go down through the 0, come back up, go positive, go back through the 0, and now I'm going back to negative, okay? I do like to see arrows on the end of your graphs, and don't forget to label your graphs so I know which one's which, okay? All right, so again, the main things I want you to tell me or show me that you understand is, where are the zeros of the derivatives, and where are the derivatives positive, where are they negative, and where are they, where are they positive, negative, and 0, right? Those are the things. All right, now for bonus, you can get more points for continuing to graph derivatives. Okay, so you can keep going and graph the derivative of the pink line. So here's a 0, here's a 0, negative, positive, negative. So it's going to be negative, positive, negative. So there's the third derivative, right? F triple prime. And then the next derivative, and this looks like the last problem, right? The previous problem number 4 that we did. So the derivative of that, I'm going to have a 0 somewhere around here. And so here we have positive on the left, negative on the right. So it's going to start positive and it's going to go to negative. It'll be something like that. So that's F, the fourth derivative, right? Okay, then the next derivative, and these are 0.5 each, right? So this is negative slope, constant. So it's going to be a, it looks like it's maybe, yeah, I'm actually, let's see. Yeah, actually, let's do this. So it looks like 3 over 1, right, is the slope. So negative 3 over 1, so it'll be somewhere down here at negative 3. Okay. Remember, we're just approximating on these ones, so no worries if it's not exactly the same as mine. So now this is the fifth derivative, right? And the last one that we'll do is the derivative of this line here is going to be 0, right? So it'll just be on the x-axis. So it'll look a little something like this. So that's a sixth derivative, and that's as far as we can go, right? It says once you get the derivative where it equals 0, or in other words, it's on the x-axis, that's where you can stop, or at least that's where you get no more bonus points, right? Because every derivative after this will be the same thing, right? The derivative of this would be itself, it'd be right on the x-axis, and so forth and so on. All right, so that's how we graph derivatives. And remember, you don't have to do all those lines. The main ones is they have to do are the first derivative and second derivative, so the green line and the pink line. Okay, and you'll have one very similar to this on the actual quiz. All right, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be around for office hours on Wednesday, which is today, but I won't be here on Thursday or Friday.